start as soon as I get them back in. Okay. A little bit of tech glitch. All of a sudden, my browser decided to crash. So that's why we're running a little late. Let me go onto Twitter and just let the Twitterverse know that what's going on. Okay. Because like I said, unfortunately, things like this happen. So we just want to make sure that, everybody's here, everybody's part of the discussion that wants to be part of it, that you guys are getting to hear from us about our opinions on the matter. So I'm going to just message people on Twitter. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm here. Roll. Tech glitch. To and let's talk about Luna. All right. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully they can get in a second here. So let's give them an extra minute or two, see what's going down. Things like this happen, unfortunately. You think with all the stuff that's going on in the world, with all the technology, that we would be able to fix these things. But no, it happens. You still get crashes, you still get problems. So let's see. And I haven't even heard from them in a while. So, hey, Stadia Mum, welcome. Stadia Dad also is here. So the Stadia family is here. So we're just having a little bit of a tech glitch right now. Just trying to get, things straightened out. And then we're going to have a little bit of a conversation about Amazon Luna. So just kind of bear with us and extra. I'll talk and just say hey. And hey, hope you're all having a good Friday. I know it is still a little early, but let's see if we can get our people part of the group. I haven't heard from them in a while, so they're a little quiet. Little tech problem happened. So let's see what's happening. And we'll see. See. Yeah, see? It says I'm live. So, I got one person. I got two. No, hold on. Wrong thing. Oh, there we go. Hold on. One more person. There we go.
Woo. Luna! We made it. Hey man, we're sitting here talking. It's like 3 minutes, man. Didn't the show start at 8:30? What's going on?
Well, 8:30 for you, yeah.
Whatever. What's up, Dino? Luna!
So, you gotta love these little tech glitches that we have every so often. Yeah, so Amazon Luna, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I was telling the guys, I said, one of the first things I want to do is start by talking about the controller. Because I think a lot of times, right, we hear people talk about Amazon Luna and they really don't go into controller talk or compare it to other controllers. So what I want us to do first is talk about how you would rank the controller on, let's say, a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being like the best controller you've ever played with, and 1 being it's not even worth, buying. Ooh, so whoever wants to start.
I'm going to let my good friend William, Stadia Pro Gaming, go first.
I'd have to say it's a 7.5 or an 8. I mean, it's a kind of a standard controller. It was a little small for me. But it kind of reminded me of an Xbox controller. It was real standard. The functionality that is fantastic is the direct connect to Wi-Fi for almost no lag. And yeah, I'd say about 7.5 or 8 out of 10.
My turn?
Yeah.
Man, please don't call me a fanboy, but I'm giving it a 10, folks. Because you know what it reminds me of? See that? Nintendo Pro? It reminds me of my Nintendo Pro. I love this controller. See, I'm short and I got baby hands. So it fits perfect in my hands. I love the stick. I love the sticks. I love the feel of it. I love this controller. And so I give it a 10. Give it a 10.
Wow. All right. Well, you guys are going to hate me because I would actually rank it much lower for my taste. Now, for me, I will. So here's the positive side. I'll start with the positive because I think it's always good to start with the positives. Positive,
always.
It definitely feels like a premium controller, right? You could tell it's
definitely
made of high quality. That's like the number one pro for this. My only gripe with it is because of the fact that it is so well built, it's almost like too hard of a plastic. So for me, like when I'm holding it, it's a little bit too rough in the hands. I like mine to be a little bit on the smoother side, more like the Stadia controller, or like you bring up the Nintendo Pro controller. I would give the Nintendo Pro controller probably about a 9. Okay. There's one thing I would change about the Nintendo Pro controller. For the Luna, I'm going to go probably around a 6.
Ouch!
For it.
Bro, it's a controller, not a bar of soap. It's got to be nice and soft. It's too hard. It's a controller. It's got to be hard, man. You got to click. You got to.
I know. Well, no. And again, that's why I'm saying, like, I think, though, there's some room for improvement, right? I don't think that it's perfect. I think, right, a little bit. So we'll just kind of go into the next part of the question with the controller. I was going to say, if you were to compare it to, let's say, and I have 4 controllers, we've got the Stadia controller, we've got the Luna, we've got the Nintendo Pro, and I have my last gen Xbox controller. Okay. If I was going to rank these in some kind of order, to me, I would give the Stadia controller the highest, followed by the Nintendo Pro controller, followed by the Xbox, followed by the Luna. Now, the only reason the Nintendo Pro controller for me doesn't outrank the Stadia is because of the fact that the order of the buttons, right? I mean, BA and then YX, just when you're trying to play, you get confused, right? Sometimes because you're like, oh crap, out of order, right? Because like on the Luna, they're in alphabetical order. So that's the only reason why the Nintendo isn't ranked probably at around the same level as the Stadia. Luna, again, for me, and just my preference, just doesn't fit well. I think it's, like I said, it's just too, I don't know, it feels like it's almost too bulky in some way, but it's also like really, I mean, it's a hard plastic, but like that's why it's built so well. But at the same time, I feel like that hurts it, in just my opinion.
Sure.
Well, I can say one thing. It is built well. I death grip my controllers for some reason, depending on what game I'm playing, and I never damaged it in the hours that I was using it. So,
bro, when I was playing Resident Evil 7, man, I was holding it tight, the grip. When I have to shoot, it was perfect. I love the controller. I love the controller. I think it's like, in just my opinion, folks, I think it's right on par up there with Stadia. Because I love the Stadia controller too. But this one, I think I love the sticks with the grip, I love that. And I love it. When it came out the box and I was looking at it and I had it in my hand, I couldn't wait to play it, and I started playing it right away. And Yeah, it works great. I like it. I know everybody, just like a pair of shoes. Everybody put on shoes. Everybody's different. Everybody's got different sizes of hands and fingers, and different games and what they do. But I like it, and that's why I gave it a 10 because it's perfect. I played, I bought cheesy, controllers before, and this is not a cheesy controller, but my only gripe is, come on, Luna. It's 2021.
Yeah.
Batteries. Come on now. You should have it should be charged, and that's what I love about, I got 2 of these bad boys. All I got to do is charge it. And if one dies, I got a backup. Here, I got to change the batteries, man. And so that's my only gripe.
Are you sure that you can't put rechargeable batteries in it?
Oh, good point. You probably could. You probably.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I don't know.
It looked like you could.
They didn't put it in the box.
Right.
They didn't put it in the box like Xbox did.
Correct.
So but that's my only. But I'm not going to hold that to them because I also have my charger. And I can plug it in and play. Most of the times I'm got it plugged in because I don't want to stop, and I'm just going through because that's the worst thing to do is to stream and then your controller goes out, and you had to it sucks. So I usually have it plugged in anyway, folks.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I will give them definitely credit for is, one, I do like the connection that it gives better than the Stadia controller. Because I find the Stadia controller, often I turn on the Stadia controller, I got to put in my 4 digits to get it to connect every single time, unless I'm using it on the Chromecast. If I'm using it on the Chromecast, sometimes it'll connect right away. But often I have to enter the digits, where with the Luna, you just turn it on and it says connecting. And then they gave you the other option. Yes, you can connect it via Bluetooth. Then they gave you the connect option. Hey, you want to use USB-C? You can use USB-C. So they definitely gave you more connection options, I think.
But
are we at the point where we're going to give our impressions of Luna?
Hold on. I got one more I got to add though. But what loads up quicker though? When you click on it and you're ready to get into your game, what loads up quicker? Luna or Stadia?
Well, now hold on. Are you talking about connecting through the software, or are we talking about the controller?
Let's do both.
Are you talking about the AI or the screen overlay that comes on waiting for Stadia to load, or the actual game to start?
Let's do both
as well.
Let's do both.
I think that Amazon Luna's AI, their UI is more fluid and loads quicker than Stadia's for sure.
Okay. Dino.
Yeah, I think definitely their controller loads and connects a lot faster. And like I said, I mean, just because of the fact, I turn it on, it'll take a couple seconds, but it definitely shows you that it's thinking to connect. Where the Stadia, it's oh, you're connecting. And then it connects. So I find it's probably about the same time, but just that little thing on the screen showing hey, it's connecting kind of takes that piece of mind into it.
Okay. All right. And I agree with you guys. I agree. What about the second part?
I think that the games load a little faster on Stadia.
Yeah. I mean, the games definitely will load a little bit faster on Stadia. So now the next question comes down to our kind of our start screen, right? I mean, I think everybody's seen the start screen with Stadia. So I'm going to show the start screen. Here we go for, oh man, it doesn't want to show now. And that's not anything to do with Luna. That has to do with this app that I'm using, and it was showing that it was showing before, but now it doesn't want to show.
I've had that happen. I've had that happen.
Oh, man. There it is.
There it is.
Is it showing? All right. So here we could see what Luna actually looks like. One of the things I like about it, kind of better than Stadia, is I like this playlist section. To me, that's just something that's
fantastic.
really nice because, like, I can mark what games I play often and be able to have it in a single location.
Yep. Be able to jump right to it.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that, and I like that. And I love your playlist, man. Love
Right?
the playlist. Love the playlist.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that I like is when you click on, let's say, a game. So I'm clicking on a game. It's taking a second, right? And I scroll down. I like the fact that it tells me what the video quality is. Now, all Luna games right now, the highest you can go is 1080p. But
Right.
like once they enable 4K, like it'd be nice to be able to go, oh, that game I can play in 4K, or that game I can only play in 1080p.
I agree with you 100%. When I first opened up the app, man, and I looked at the games and I looked at how the display was, I was like, that's what I like. I like this because I love to know the breakdown, and the what the game has and who can play and everything.
And that's a fantastic feature there that I'm seeing too, where it shows people live streaming the game underneath it as well.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic way of directing people to the game to see it in person and then to come play it. I mean, that's fantastic. That was part of the dream of Stadia, and it looks like Luna's pulling it off. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, pardon me. So, let's see if I can. Now, here was one of the problems I was having, and that I've been kind of verbal about. So, So my problem has been with Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go into a game, let's see if hopefully this doesn't kick anybody and doesn't end things. So let's see what happens.
Was your problem with Ubisoft Plus?
Yeah. Well, it has to do with Ubisoft Plus.
Because that may be where the problem is. I was just saying it might not. I don't know.
Well, let's see if it pops up.
He's not the only one. I've had that problem too with the Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see what happens. So you can see this is one of the things I don't like. I don't like that it's not full screen at this point. That's the benefit for Stadia right there, is they go full screen right away. So all of a sudden, you could see like, oh, your local file. So that's because I tried playing it on my laptop, and my laptop created a local save file. So if I go to the cloud save, right there, that's the problem.
Now, but is that's a Ubisoft problem, though? That's not a Luna problem.
Well, so it's kind of one and the same, because if you think about it, we'll skip for now. So part of the problem, let me just hide this, is if they are relying on Ubisoft for whatever it is that they're doing, then it needs to be perfect, right? Because if something's not working, that's a Luna problem kind of indirectly, because how can I play a game on Luna if they're relying on Ubisoft?
Correct. Luna's in beta at this point, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
so I mean, that's the other thing you have to think of, yes.
Yeah, so Luna's in beta right now, and I guess my other question would be, is Ubisoft's channel on Luna in beta?
Well, see, guys, can I add something?
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it. So this is the weird part. Valhalla, thank God, I was able to play on Luna, and I was able to play on Stadia and PC. They all went and synchronized. Immortal Phoenix Rising did not for me. And on my when I played Legion, didn't synchronize. So I actually got two saves going on. I got a Stadia save and I got a save on my PC because I have Luna. I have Ubisoft Plus on my PC. So I didn't get it through Luna. So, but they're all connected, Stadia, PC, and Luna. So, but it's weird. It's weird because one game, everything's working, and then the other game it's not.
Well, see, and I'm having the other problem. I'm having the reverse. None of my stuff is syncing. So obviously that might be like part of the problem is like, as you just saw with the cloud thing is so, unfortunately that I think really hurts Amazon right now is, they've got all these games, but if something's just not working, right, that affects their bottom line. Because most of their games come from the Ubisoft right now.
When did you do your Immortal Phoenix Rising save? Did you do the game before Luna launched?
So no, I did. So what I was like, you know what? I want to try Luna out. So I went, bought Luna, bought the controller. As soon as I got the controller, I went, all right, what's the first game I want to try? Let's try Immortal Phoenix Rising. So I played it directly on Luna first, and then was trying. Let me then try to play it on Stadia, and it was a brand new game.
Have you
the same thing with Valhalla? I played Valhalla on Stadia first, and then it didn't play on Luna.
The only one person I know that fixed this was, believe it or not, MM2K. I went on the show and I was telling MM2K about my issue, and he said, "Oh, this is what you got to do." Of course, I didn't write it down, and I did listen, but he actually had a solution to that. So you might want to reach out, and he figured it out. Yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah,
right. He told me what happened.
Now, Will, you were saying earlier there was one thing that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, put it this way. I'm a Stadia founder, and I totally back cloud gaming. I do think it's the future. When I heard Amazon was getting involved, I was excited for their platform and to see what it was like. And I got my invite finally. I was very excited. I ordered my controller up, and I got it. But the thing that surprised me is that their technology, you can't disrespect the tech. It is just as good as Stadia, meaning the streaming quality, all that is great. The way the controller connects, it's very similar. But what surprised the heck out of me is that even though it's in beta, Amazon did something that Stadia didn't. Stadia should have had anything that ran on Android TV. You should have been able to play Stadia on. Just right out of the box, it should have been available day one because it's just an APK. It's an app, Anyway, Luna, as soon as I got it, I went upstairs and I have a 2018 or a late 2017 or early 2018 model Fire TV, which is basically their Fire TV stick or their Fire TV cube built into a TV.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked up the controller and I hit the microphone button, and I believe it's Alexa. I said, Luna, and it popped up a Luna symbol, and I clicked on it. And then within 3 to 4 minutes, I was playing a damn game, and it was streaming great. There was, I started a game that had, it was Metro Exodus or whatever. And it had real dark areas, and it was super dark, and there wasn't a lot of banding going on. I was just really excited for the technology, and for me to be able to get that controller and to turn it on and on a few years old TV, just immediately start playing with no hardware, no Chromecast, just what I purchased. It was fantastic. And I have to give them big ups for that. Big ups. And like I said, I'm going to say that tagline again. You can't disrespect the tech because it is fantastic.
Let me tell you about my personal experience. When I got the invite, I was excited. I right away paid my subscription. I didn't get the Ubisoft because I already had the Ubisoft with PC. I didn't have the controller. I ordered the controller that day, so I plugged in my my Xbox, and man, I'm gonna tell you, the Xbox worked great. I don't know what it is. My Xbox controller worked great with Luna, and I played Assassin's Creed Origins, and man, I'm gonna tell you, it was the Egyptian time. I was the graphics, the riding the horse around the area. It was perfect. And then I probably have to say one of my favorite games is Resident Evil 7. I played Resident Evil 7 with virtual reality. You know, I had my PS4 headset. I had more fun, and I'm not being a fanboy, folks. I'm just telling you honestly. I had more fun playing on Luna than I had on my virtual set, because my virtual set, I got sick when I was running from the guy chasing me in the house. I got sick. But playing on Luna, it was a great. And then the people, the controller. Let's not. When you're scared and fear in the game, the controller is like it's vibrating in your hand. Okay, and you can feel. Oh my god. So when my heart is beating and I have that fear, my controller was like in rhythm with my heart, and all, and just playing in the dark. It was an amazing feeling. And so, and then just another shout out is this the Luna staff, their PR staff is simply amazing. How they talk to us on Twitter, how they reached out to several of us, and they follow us on Twitter. I love their PR.
Yeah, they've done a bang-up job.
Now, one of the things for me that in my experience, and again, I've had different experience with certain things, but certain things do work great, right? And that's where I think we got to give credit to where credit's due to them for the things that do work well, work really well. You know, I'm looking forward to the day that they go 4K with their stuff. The other thing that I did the other day was, you know, I was looking at Luna, and I was just counting. I'm like, how many games do they have right now? Because of the way that they've chosen, or the path that they've gone down, right now there's 82 games on Luna, and right now it's in beta. I mean, think about that. Once it comes to like, hey, we're done with the beta, we're now going to come to the masses.
Right.
It's going to be crazy, the number of games that they're coming out with.
It is going to be crazy, because for one thing, they don't have to port the games over. So all they have to do is a licensing deal. But I would suggest this, Luna, please allow people to purchase a game. I think that would be a fantastic option for many people.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing, guys?
Yeah.
Rome was not built in a day, folks.
This is true.
Okay, Rome was not built in a day. Stadia, when I first got my Stadia, I have to, I got to be honest. I didn't have all the, we didn't have all the features. And when it was raw, I had my red connection lighting up. I didn't have it optimized, and it was horrible, but it was in the very beginning stage. And as you look and as they improve the tech, I'm pretty sure as we wait, you got to have patience. Yeah, that's why it's a beta. It's not going to have all the features and run smooth and everything, but you got to give credit what credit is due. Me being I'm a Luna founder, it's amazing. It is amazing. I like it. It's I can switch between the two cloud. They're my two favorite cloud platforms. Okay, right now, let's keep it. I got Stadia and I have Luna. Stadia, of course, it's like my first child. It's been with me for a while, so I actually play that. I'm just being honest, a little bit more than I play Luna. But Luna, I mean, come on, man, they got Siege. I played Siege, a couple of nights ago, and I had so much fun running around the areas and running around the buildings, shooting, and just accuracy, and it's great. This is going to be a great cloud platform, and I'm just happy for them.
Well, one of the things that I like too is, right, I'm very deep into the Amazon. I'm not going to say the name because otherwise everything's going to start going off right now. But I'm very deep into the Amazon stuff. So I've got two of their big studios. I'm going to call it the Amazon studio. That's not the real name. But I have two of the Amazon studios. And so normally it's connected to my TV. I have a Fire Cube. And so when I'm playing a game, if I want like that immersive sound, it works phenomenal. It's great. It works like Will was saying, like you got that software, it's going to connect it wonderfully. For me, there's those little things. Again, I know we're in beta right now. So it's not something I can directly be like, okay, yes, everybody go get the beta, because there are still some things and some bugs that need to be worked out, So for me, I would say for the average person, just wait a little bit, just while they get the little bugs out. But if you're really wanting to try it and you're deep into the Amazon stuff, there's no reason you shouldn't, go out and purchase.
I think that might be something that they're working on right now, which are squashing a bunch of those small little bugs and then slowly start to roll out to other countries, because Amazon Luna knows the excitement that people want to try this platform in other countries. So I think that might be what they're doing, trying to squash some of those issues and also roll it out to a larger audience possibly. Or maybe they're going to end the beta and then it will be universally available. Yeah. I guess I don't know what they're doing.
Now, I don't know if you guys heard this at all. I read this somewhere. I don't remember where I read it, but because of the fallout from everything that went down with Google the other day, the new CEO of Amazon has said that they are going to make sure that their games are going to be that they're going to focus a lot on having their own games come to Luna. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, I know you guys know about the fallout because obviously the other day.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I played New World when it was alpha, and I was impressed. I loved it. I was sad when the alpha was over with. I wanted more. So I also played their other game, and I'm not gonna get into the other game, but I will say the MMO I was really impressed with. So I can see them doing some games and just go at it. I think that's great. I think they're brave. They're taking on something, you learn from your mistakes. Sometimes it's like you're doing homework and it's not right. You scratch it up and you start all over again. And then some people's like, you know what, maybe this is just not our thing and we're going to do something else. And that's what two companies, hey, you know what? We ain't making games. It's just not us. Let's just spread the money out because we got money, and let's go sell our tech, and let's go talk to publishers, and let's do something else. Amazon's like, you know what? We're going to keep making games. You see, when the dude came on, hey, I'm going to make games. I'm going to make some games. And you know what? Well, let's see what happens. I've seen a game that I didn't like, and I saw a game that I loved. That's just,
Yeah, I agree with Ray. We're going to have to see what happens because we don't know what we're missing. We could be missing the best game ever. We could be missing playing a frustrating piece of garbage. You never know. I have faith in a lot of these developers, even the ones that Google had hired and is now fired or looking for new employment opportunities. But I just can't wait to see what they do because whatever they do, they're going to put their all in it. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens, right? Because I mean, you have, with with Google. Going back to Google for a second, you have with them like they were, going to be pushing crowd choice, crowd play, all of those things. It's interesting to see now with them ending their direct service, their first party, what's going to happen with that. And then to see, I'll let Ray jump in a second here, then to see what kind of features Luna is going to kind of introduce. Are they going to kind of create their own little thing to do with it? All right, Ray, I know you're chopping at the bit.
Thank you. And that's another thing everybody's worrying about is what's going to happen with the futures and stuff like that. People, there's still like Judgment that's coming out on Stadia. It's remastered that's going to have exclusive Stadia features. So when they're talking to these publishers, they're going to be like, hey, we love your game, but could you put a little Stadia spin on it, and add this feature, a la Hitman 3. These games are still going to get, crowd choice and stuff like that, you know. And with Amazon Luna, I'm excited, man, because you look at all these games. I'm pretty sure they're gonna implement some features and stuff like that as well. Like I said, people, you have to be patient to develop a game. It takes time to do features. It takes time. It's something that's just not happening overnight. I say it and I say it again. Rome was not built in a day. You got to be patient. But I like what I'm seeing now. I'm enjoying the Ubisoft games. I'm even enjoying. Dude, I played some classic games on there. You know, they got the retro games.
Yep.
Luna is perfect for me because I'm an OG. I'm a casual gamer, you know, and there's platform games that I can play. And then I'm a huge fan of Ubisoft. I love Ubisoft, and I'm so happy that they have the Ubisoft games and they got Siege. They're getting ready to put Monster Boy on there, so I'm happy.
Nice. Any last thoughts, guys, that you want to share? Something that we haven't discussed? Anything?
Go on, Will.
I just want to say again, the technology is there, guys. It might be in beta. There might be a few kinks to work out or whatever, but the platform's going to be very solid. And I can't wait to see what they do with the future. But I would come back to the one thing I said. For the one advice I would give Luna, allow somebody to purchase a game. I think that would go a long way. You know, you could have your Luna channel, you could have your other channels for Ubisoft and stuff, but have somebody's own personal channel where they got, you know, all the games they've purchased. I think that would be fantastic, and it would go a long way, I think, to reach out to more customers. But that's just my opinion.
I love Luna. I love how they have all the game setups. I love how they have all the information of the games. I think it's a really great, it's a win-win if you're a cloud gamer, you know, just like back in the day when you had Nintendo and Sega and you had their little exclusives or whatever. You know, I'm a gamer. I play it all. I love it all. I'm loving what I'm seeing with Luna, and I just can't wait when they're out of beta and what other features. And then people got to give them they got multiplayer. You can now play multiplayer Siege, which I played, and guess what? I had my headphones on, and damn it, Ray, you let somebody run past you. You know, somebody was yelling at me, and I was like, you know, it brought me back to the days when I had my 360 and I had my headphones on, and I was like, oh, man, I'm loving this multiplayer. So, guys, just wait, see what happens. But I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's end it with just plugging ourselves. So, Will, where can people find you?
They're on YouTube's at Stadia Pro Gaming. I'm William, and I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 12 to 2 p.m. CST.
Ray.
I am Ray3473. I am the gaming cyborg, and thank you, Amazon Luna. They actually made my logo and an avatar for me, and I appreciate that. That's something, guess what? I'm a small streamer, folks, and they looked at all the other people out there, and they jumped in my DM, and they said, hey, we made this for you. We appreciate you streaming. And that meant a lot to me. So I love them. I'm Ray3473 on Twitter and Ray Sherrod, SHERROD on YouTube.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning
D on YouTube.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in.